Hey guys, Janet here. While I wait for the girls to join, I just wanted to pop in and thank you so much for finding Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine. Now, you found us once, but can you find us again? Well, we're on all the platforms. We are on Apple, iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Tumblr. Make sure that you are listening and subscribing and sharing us with your friends. In addition to that, if you listen to us on iTunes, rate and review us. Give us those 5 stars. Leave us comments. If you have some suggestions about things you want us to talk about, feel free to send us an email at twogirlsandabottle-of-wine@gmail.com, all spelled out. All right, let's get this show started. Hello, I'm Janet.
And I'm Amber.
And we are Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine.
Because men like boobs.
And girls like wine. The FaceTime still affects the synchronization, I think.
Oh, man.
Because I feel like when you're in person, I don't know, it's like dancing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like verbal dancing. That sounds weird. Maybe. Meh. How are you, Amber?
I'm good. I'm tired and I'm stressed, but I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it was a busy work day. I was slammed. I finally texted you at 5:05? And I was like, hey, what time you want to do this tonight? I'm like, I hope she's not just sitting there waiting for me to call her right now, because I'm not.
I was still at work. Hadn't even walked out to my car yet.
And with the intermittent fasting, I like to stop eating, and so at a decent hour, and I'm like, I need to eat or I'm not going to be able to eat. So it worked out. You got home, and I am here. And we are on a new schedule every other week, which works.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I was like,
sorry,
nice.
I thought that you were saying something about your work schedule and not.
Oh, no, sorry. I see where that would be confusing. So I did a podcast with my friend Monica this last weekend, and she caught me doing something similar to that. She's like, what you mean to say? And I was like, yes, my brain and my mouth. They skip. It's like a record player.
I know.
What are you drinking?
All the time. Currently, I'm choking on my spit.
Don't do that.
I am drinking Apothic Rosé.
Oh, I have a Malibu and Diet, so cheers.
Yeah, nice. Cheers. And I'm drinking it out of my unicorn glass.
I don't know what we're going to do if we're ever going to be able to do this in person again. I have this wine in my basement. And I'm not touching it because when I have tried to drink wine on a podcast, if I don't bring an already empty bottle, there was one time I drank a whole damn bottle on a podcast, and you would not have wanted to see me afterwards. I was like, Steve, you're going to have to upload this. I can't see. I'm not a one bottle person. I'm such a lightweight. I feel like COVID has done the opposite to me than it's done to other people, because I've been very conscious of my drinking. So I have rules. And so then when I do, I'm like, wee. I used to be able to drink a bottle of wine and it'd be fine. Is that bad to admit?
I don't think so. I think lots of people, especially these days, are drinking bottles of wine.
Right, but I can't do that. I can't. I become quite the sloppy mess. Anywho, what have you been up to in the last 2 weeks?
Well, let's see. So this last weekend, Nick and I went to the shooting range.
How is your new gun?
Yeah. It shot really nice. I am, however, an idiot. And even though I know how to hold a gun, for some reason I forgot. And I had my thumb in the way. So I busted open my skin and because it took me 4 shots to realize that my thumb was bleeding and maybe I should move my thumb.
The adrenaline.
Yeah. So anyways, but other than that, it's great.
Have you thought about taking a shooting course just to refresh yourself?
Nick and I have talked about it, but right now we're just going to start going to the shooting range. But at some point I'll probably take a course.
Well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk about some of the stories that you shared on the Google Docs. Okay, we're back. A little technical stuff. In the last 2 weeks, it's been pretty chill for me. We went to the cabin, and
I know.
we worked, and then last weekend, it kind of just stay home and just avoid people, and now working again. So yeah. I have a non-exciting life.
That's okay. So do I.
We did have a very tragic day today. Very tragic. I went to go take the dog out in the backyard, and 17 of our fish were outside of the pond.
Oh my God.
Yes. So we thought we had about 25. Turns out we had about 23. And we don't know what happened. It was crazy. Like, I typically take butterfly out front, but I went out in the backyard, and I was like, and we had like fish that were like this big in length. I'm like,
oh my God.
Steve, massacre. And we don't know what happened. Our gate was open, so something could have gotten in the backyard. And it was very tragic.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That sucks.
And we've had these fish for 10 years. 10 years.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah, tragic. But anyway, let's slip to a happier note. You shared a really fun article about wine windows.
Yeah, I saw this article. Oh, and now it's not going to let me open it. Is it? So much technical difficulties. Okay. So I saw this article the other day. It's a BuzzFeed article. And apparently back in the Black Plague, Italy used to use wine windows. And now, because of coronavirus, they have started to open them back up. Sorry. I had a little thing in my throat.
Yeah, they're called Bruschetta del Vino.
Yeah. Which means wine window in English.
Yes.
So it's super cute. And what it was used for back in the day is that rich Italians who own vineyards could sell their wine directly to the customers through this tiny wall through this tiny window in the wall. So that way their customers wouldn't have to come in or there could be less contact during the Black Plague. And so the wine windows got really good use because of the Black Death in the 1630s. So now with coronavirus, they are opening it back up again. And I think it's because there's so many of them already in the buildings that they're starting to open these back up. And I just thought that was so cool. And I mean, the reason that we're doing it is not cool, but
no, we should have
fun.
Wine mailboxes on our front porch.
Yeah. That's what Wine Ninja is for.
I have not been ninja'd. I have not ninja'd anyone. I'm a bad wine ninja. There's an association called the Bruschetta del Vino that maps all of the wine windows out. I thought that was really cool. If you were in Italy, you could Wine Ninja, all the wine windows.
Yeah. I mean, someday when we're allowed to travel again,
and
I have been wanting to go to Italy for a while, but I'm going to find one of these wine windows.
Mm-hmm. And they're not only being used for wine. They're using them for coffee, for gelato.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a drink in the article, the Aperol Spritz, which is a combination of Prosecco, soda water, and Aperol. So I had to Google. I'm like, what is Aperol? Because we don't have Ashley. It's lower on the bitter scale than Campari, which I don't know what Campari is. Has a bright orange hue. Its flavor is most closely associated with rhubarb, bitter herbs, and burnt orange. And it has a high sugar content.
Very interesting.
I just want to try an Aperol Spritz now. I don't even know if we have Aperol here. Aperol. I'm sure I'm butchering that.
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've seen that word somewhere before, but I don't know where or why.
Is it because it's near Aeropostale?
Maybe.
I'm kidding.
It might be.
So I think we need to do something, create some sort of wine window experience.
I agree. We should definitely have those in the U.S.
Maybe in our neighborhoods, at least.
Yeah. That would be amazeballs.
And you could have like a sign-up sheet, and when it's your week, you have to wine window people.
Yeah. I think
Just
that'd
like
be fun.
6 people. You know? That'd be
Right.
fun. Are you close enough to your neighbors to do that? Like, relationship-wise?
To a couple of them. Like, we have the guy next door who we talk to when we see him occasionally. But, I mean, we're not, like, super close. Like, we don't hang out with our neighbors. But might be a good way to meet your neighbors.
Right. Quarantine definitely introduced us to our neighbors. Like, Saturday night, they're like, come out! And they had been drinking since brunch. And it was 2 o'clock. So that was fun. But, yeah. I never thought I would be one of those neighbors, but it's nice to have that relationship. Just to be like, hey, you have a cup of sugar? You know.
Yeah.
The old.
I know. Someday.
What about this AirBNB that you discovered?
So I've heard that there was one Blockbuster that has been left. And today, I think it was, or yesterday, I can't remember. I saw an article on Mashable that apparently the last Blockbuster store has now been turned into an Airbnb, so you can have a nostalgic 90s sleepover. And so the last Blockbuster is actually located in Bend, Oregon. Oregon. I feel like I always say it wrong.
Oregon. You did good.
Okay. Thanks. But I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even like the little pictures that they show, like it looks like there's almost like a little bit of a loft kind of thing, or like this little setup with a rollout, or what's it called?
Pull-out couch.
Thank you. A pull-out couch, and it has like the old school. It reminds me of Saved by the Bell sheets.
Mm-hmm.
And they've just got a lot of like older nostalgic things within this little like space, and you can see all the videos kind of around, and you can watch the TV. But I just thought that was so cool. And you know,
that
kids
is
these
awesome.
days
they don't
even
even
know.
They don't even know what it would be like.
Yeah.
And
it's actually pretty cheap.
How much is it? I didn't click on the link.
So it says that Deschutes County residents can reserve a stay starting August 17th, so that will be Monday, for just $4.
But that's that county's residents. What about Colorado residents?
I have no idea. And guests will have the entire place to themselves, and it is being cleaned according to the COVID-19 standards, and the candy is up for grabs. And so...
What?
I know. And it shows you that they have
amazing.
They have like a little like VHS setup too, so you can see VHS tapes.
In case you forgot what they look like, or you've never seen them in your life.
And like the old school Dorito bags that they've been selling recently are stocked in there. Like, it's just so cool. I just thought it was fun.
That is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Now, are you a big Royals follower? I was so taken aback by this article that you shared. I was like, we talked about Meghan and Harry getting married.
We did.
But then we haven't really touched on Royals.
Well, I think it's because there's just been like so much other stuff going on. But I also feel like recently this whole book that's coming out.
I hadn't even heard of it.
Oh my God, really? I have seen nothing but articles all over about it.
You're targeted, lady.
I know, constantly.
The algorithm. It's got you. It's got your royal fever.
I know. Sometimes I say stuff out loud like 5 times just so that way something will pop up that I need to see.
All right. Sorry. Tell
fine.
us about this book. It came out today.
So, did it come out? So I didn't realize that it came out today.
Googled. Because it said August 11th.
Okay. Because I've been seeing so many articles come out. It's called Finding Freedom. And it kind of details everything for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. But it goes into some significant detail regarding Meghan's interactions with Kate, and also the controversies that are going on between Harry and William, and kind of how the marriage with Meghan Markle has, in some ways, kind of torn the family apart. Mm-hmm. And it has caused just an uproar of details to come out, and people are just going insane about it.
And Meghan and Harry were not interviewed, but they interviewed 100 sources, including close friends of Harry and Meghan's, royal aides, and palace staff. So credible sources, 100.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I feel like so I'm getting confused because I know that there was this book that came out for Finding Freedom, but I also thought that there was like something that was going on where Meghan did actually, I don't know if Meghan's writing a book or if she somehow did actually give details.
I don't know. I'm going to Google.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were pausing. That's why I didn't speak. I thought we were going on a break. Okay. But like you said, this book is based on the author's own experiences as members of the Royal Press Corps and their own independent reporting. But so one of the details that comes out is the details of Meghan and Harry's first date, which was a blind date that took place at Soho House's Dean Street townhouse in London. They chatted over drinks for about 3 hours and ended the night with each of them going their separate ways without a kiss. But it sounds like it was kind of one of those love at first sight things where they were just completely obsessed with each other.
Wow. So are you going to get the book?
I've gone back and forth because this isn't normally the kind of book that I care to read. I tend to be more interested in like the nonfiction.
Yeah. Wait,
but
no,
I do
you
find
like fiction. Fiction.
I like fiction.
Fake.
I always get it messed. Yeah.
This is how I remember ever since elementary school. Fiction and nonfiction. Fiction is fake. Nonfiction is not fake. Ever since, yeah.
I think you even told me that before because I think we've had this conversation and I still can never remember it.
I'll keep trying. Well, I feel like you kind of need to get the book now and give us a review.
I know. Well, because it just talks about so many different things and I am so curious about kind of what's been happening. And since the articles have started to kind of been pushed out, there was something else too where I didn't read the full article, but apparently the Queen has like opened up the doors for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to come back and start their royal whatever. But I don't know that they're going to come back. I just find this all intriguing. It's kind of from a psychological perspective where like all of the controversy and the drama, like how did this all really happen? And was it because Kate was brought up in this world of knowing like who they were and what their family was like? And so she was already prepared.
She was groomed.
Be that. Yeah, she was groomed and Meghan wasn't. And because there were some things where Meghan talks about or has said in the past that she really thought Kate was going to reach out and try to like help her through the struggles of being a part of the royal family. And she said that never really happened. So they never forged that bond. And I'm really interested about that because it's almost like Meghan Markle kind of came in and the perception that we're being given is that Meghan Markle came in and like disrupted the royal family.
Right.
But this is
kind of like Princess Diana.
Yeah. So I'm just very intrigued by it. So I am kind of curious to read the book and see what it really has to say.
I am too. Sidebar. I have unsubscribed from Audible because I just found out, and you probably already knew this, you can check out audiobooks from your local library for free.
So I did know that, but I am also lazy and do not go to the library.
You don't have to. There's an app. All I had to do was sign up through my county library. I did have to go in and register myself to get an actual library card just once, but they have an app called Libby. And you can check out the audiobook, listen to it through that app. And one of my YouTube people that I watch said that if you don't close out that app, even when it goes, like I have this book I'm listening to now for 21 days, if you don't quite finish it in that time period, if you keep the app open, it won't return the audiobook.
Oh, wow.
And I've only done it for one book, and it was the book I was looking for, and they had it, so I'm like, Audible, bye.
Ooh, interesting, because I actually was looking at, I found recently, so I do Kindle Unlimited, and so there's a ton of books that I can download for free, but not for free every single month. And normally the Audible or the whatever comes
Kindle?
with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
the audiobook?
The audiobook part comes with it. Well, recently I've been noticing that some of the ones, part of my Kindle Unlimited and being a Prime member, I also get early releases of certain books. So they send me 5 books every month, and I can choose one of them to get for free. So I've been doing that, but those ones don't come with the audio. And because I become so obsessed with listening to the audio in the car, and when I'm trying to like relax at home, sometimes it's nice to like play a game mindlessly and just like watch or listen to the book at the same time. So I'm finding that I really like listening to books.
Mm-hmm.
But so I was sad when some of these didn't have the audio part. So I did like a free trial of the Audible just like yesterday. So that is also good information to know regarding the public library.
Yeah, sorry, Audible, you didn't sponsor us, so I'm breaking up with you.
Well, and also, so for me, I'm a Kindle Unlimited person and I'm a Prime member. You're telling me that I can't get a mother effing audiobook included in my book purchases?
You're already paying enough.
I mean, God knows I spend enough on Amazon to make that Prime membership worth it 300 times over. But come on now. You gotta be kidding me.
I agree. But you should check out your local library. See if they do the Libby app.
I just might do that.
Yeah. Anyway. We got to talk about Bachelor.
Oh my God, there's so much. Like, I don't even know. Where are we even starting?
I came down from the mountain last Monday. So it's been a week and a day. And we don't have really great cell phone reception when we're up in the mountains. So I'm off the grid. Love it. So I come down, and last Monday, the world was blowing up. It was like, Tayshia's the next Bachelorette. And I was like, what? Why would they announce that so early? They're just now filming the Bachelorette. And then come to find out, Claire quit.
I know. I was shocked when I was reading your text messages. My mouth was just consistently hung open. Because I was like, and every time I scrolled through that Instagram, I like moved the picture, my mouth just dropped further and further to the ground.
I know. And that was, I don't know, it was a hashtag Bachelor Nation post, and I don't know how credible that is. But this Instagram post that I shared with Ashley and Amber was supposedly from someone on set that was like, Claire's out, Tayshia's in, but Tayshia's not enough, so we're going to bring in Becca, and we're going to bring in Hannah Ann. And I'm like, Becca, what? And then come to find out, her and Garrett broke up. And that news didn't break until like the next day.
I know.
I was like, I didn't know. I didn't even know.
Nothing, right?
So what we know. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So Claire appears to have quit the show after 12 days due to falling in love with a contestant named Dale Moss, who she may or may not be engaged to already. So ABC went ahead and cast Tayshia as the new Bachelorette, and apparently she'll be dating the guys who were originally rounded up for Claire. And speaking of those guys, they're completely like, what's going on? And it seems that production is quite the shoot show, and everyone on set thinks that it's just a big joke. Reality Steve has had so much, like, his name has been all up in the papers because people are like, what's going on? And he seems to know what's going on. Let's see. Boop-a-doo, what-da-ba. So then Hannah Ann Sluss, who was chosen by Peter but then dumped, and Becca Kufrin, who was chosen by Ari but then dumped, and then became a Bachelorette, picked Garrett, and now they're Dunzo, was spotted in Palm Springs at the Bachelorette filming location. So we don't really know what's going on.
Right?
So
well, and then
go ahead. I'm on fire. Hold on.
No, are you going
Let's take a break. Let's take a break and let's pause. Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine podcast. I gotta stop 1 second and tell you about our sponsor. That is Nature's Best CBD. It's a Colorado company specializing in hemp-rich products. They have products such as CBD pain creams, lotions, protein powders, capsules, lip balms, and pet products. I've used their products, the pain cream specifically, and oh my gosh, I was blown away. And all of their products begin with their ultra high strain hemp extract, and they're THC free, which means no psychoactive effects, no risk of failing a drug screen. You got to go check them out. You can shop on their website at naturesbestcbd.com. That's naturesbestcbd.com. Thanks, guys. Okay, I had to take a break just to breathe. Amber, what's going on?
So I found one of the most interesting facts about all of this was that after they kind of announced that, Claire Crowley, which there had been already rumors kind of coming up saying that she had quit the show, she was canceling some of the dates and engagements and stuff like that. So then a source that was close to the show leaked out some more information in regards to pulling in Tayshia, which was, let's see, so the morning of Tayshia's cocktail party, producers decided that they were not happy with the storylines and connections that developed the night before, which I found this fascinating because one, like you said, they were using the same men from Claire's season, which I get it. Like they weren't chosen by Claire, so they're still looking for love too. But like, how do you switch your mind and then just all of a sudden like throw everything together? Now you've got this new girl and the age ranges are different. And so now the producers aren't happy. So they decide that they need to rush to save the season because the energy was low. And so that's when they decided to phone in Hannah Ann Sluice. Mm-hmm. And that's when Becca was also flowing in. Like, what the actual fuck?
And where's the quarantining for 14 days happening?
Right. Yeah. So I don't know that it was because I didn't see anything like that happen. It says that Becca was flown in 2 nights ago onto the set, but I would guess that they would have to be doing the quarantining. They claimed that, that's about Bachelor in Paradise. We already knew that's not filming.
Well, so Reality Steve came back to remind everyone that Bachelor in Paradise is not filming right now, but he thinks the rest of the women are simply there to make appearances. I don't know.
This is insane. I mean,
and ABC's not saying a dang thing because they want people to watch the show whenever it airs. I don't know when that is. When is it airing?
I don't know.
Wasn't Ashley keeping track of that?
I think so. Oh man.
It's insane.
So I do have to say, like, originally I wasn't that big of a fan of Claire. Like, I was excited that they had an older lead, but than they normally have. So I was really excited for that and to kind of see how it came out. But I've never been a huge fan of Claire.
She's a bit of a loose cannon, obviously.
Yeah. So I wasn't surprised by this, but I also hear that she has been going against her contract. And so she's about to lose out on like $250,000 if she doesn't keep her mouth shut. So she has to be able to do this. And the other thing that I find crazy is that we're still going to see a portion of her season. So we're going to watch part of Claire's season, and then Tayshia's going to come in, and who knows if we're going to see that cocktail party. And then there's all of a sudden these 3 women, and it's going to be this whole which I'm really excited about.
If it is the panel Bachelorette, yes. But again, it's not confirmed. And I read another story that said that Claire is staying on site during the filming of Bachelorette, and that her Dale guy has been seen in South Dakota visiting his sister.
Weird.
I know. It's insane. But you know what? I'm so ready to watch it. I want to watch this mess.
I'm really excited about the shakeup and to see how it rolls out and to see how it plays out. And, I think in the text messaging, Ashley had kind of commented that she is excited to see all the group dates and kind of how this works because it'll be a little bit more like Bachelor in Paradise. Mm-hmm. So maybe you can see a lot more relationships and you can see a lot more of the personalities kind of rolling out. So it'll be very, very interesting. And of course, you know, Rachel Lindsay is very excited about this because she is happy to have another lead of color on the show. So there's also that positive spin on the whole shakeup.
And then Allie Fedotowsky actually made a comment. She's like, I feel like, Claire, maybe if she was like, there is no top 2, there's a top 1, and I know it right now, and I'm done. Allie thinks that's so awesome. Not only has she figured out early, but I think it's awesome of the show to let that happen.
Well, I don't know that, the show had much of a choice based on rumors that we were hearing.
Yeah.
But I do agree. Like, I think that's amazing. Like, you think you found someone in 12 days and have at it.
Other articles I saw said that they were talking before the show started filming because she knew some of the men that were supposed to be on her season. I don't know. It's all speculation from here.
My goodness gracious.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. I still, every day, I'm like in shock. Even though I don't really see anything about it, I'm just in shock.
I know. It was like a big bomb of information. Now it's kind of gone quiet. I'm like, oh.
It's super weird.
Makes me want to follow Reality Steve on Twitter. But I don't want to because he tells secrets and I don't want to know the secrets.
Yeah, I agree.
Caitlin Bristow shared a very awesome photo yesterday, and I was like, whoa, when did this happen? I think I watch her every day.
I know, because I did see it on Instagram.
Me too, yeah.
Which was amazing because she, despite her size, many people think that she just immediately should love her body, and we all as women know that that's not always the case. It doesn't matter what size you are. A lot of women still have challenges with their body, but a lot of people still give her shit for her body, which is crap. And so she never really posts body photos, but she did yesterday, and she was proud of herself, and I am loving that she owned that and put that out there, and she looked amazing.
Yeah, so I guess for the last 14 weeks, she's been reading, meditating, resting, working out, lifting heavy weights, doing Pilates, boxing, going to physical therapy for mobility and strength, getting sports massages, doing dry needling, all to prepare for Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
And she's a dancer. Like, she's trained dancer. So whoever she ends up having to go up against, they better watch out.
I know, because she looks damn good.
Right? She's going to knock him dead.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Speaking of another person from Bachelor Nation that posted a photo, I saw this photo too, and it was great.
I'm sure you did.
Blake Horseman posted a photo reflecting on mental health and happiness 1 year after the whole Bachelor in Paradise debacle that kind of sent him spinning. And he's been working on himself too. He said he started, he was so depressed, like he just started by like walking around his block. And it build from there, and he looks like he is in tip-top shape.
Yeah, he looks really good, but I also love that he addressed it and brought it into mental health and saying, you know, he let his health kind of get in the way because of all of his mental health challenges that he was experiencing. But I also like that he addressed that he started out slow. This wasn't just an immediate process where all of a sudden you take a pill and your body looks amazing. He did it the right way, and he looks great.
He does. He does look great. I'm so happy for Blake. Anyway, have you been watching The Greatest of All Time?
So I haven't recorded. Last night I didn't even get home until 7:30 from work. Like, I'm lucky I made it to the podcast tonight. We could have ended up doing the podcast in my car. So
the road noise is not allowed.
I know.
But you watched Ali Fedotowsky's original season, right?
I did watch it originally, yes.
So I just have a few notes from her season. There was some drama, some bad men. And she said that she was mad for women everywhere during her season of The Bachelorette, with the reason of her anger being that the Rego situation. He's the one that came on with the girlfriend back home, right?
Yep.
There was a guy that got a tattoo for her.
Oh, my God. That guy.
There was another guy that you thought he was going to go all the way, and then he's like, I just visited my ex, and I think I'm going to go back to her instead of staying here with you.
Ugh, I know.
What?
I know.
And I guess she had a scream. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, like, I think we were all hoping that he was going to stay until the end, and
he probably would have made it.
Yep.
There was an article that came out that she had a screaming fight with producers because of the tattoo guy. His name was Casey Kale.
Yeah.
So according to Allie, a date with him had driven her to the point of wanting to quit the show. She started screaming at a producer saying, I'm not giving him a rose. This is too cheesy. This is not happening. You have to give him a chance, is what the producer was saying, because he got a tattoo for you. And she was like, no, I'm not. I quit. But obviously she didn't, and that all got fixed, but yikes.
Yeah, he was crazy. Like, because I think that she did end up because she still ended up giving him a rose, like, that night or something. And he was on, like, one more episode, I think.
Oh, okay.
But if I remember correctly.
That was last week, Amber. I don't remember.
I know. Well, it was years ago for me. So who knows at this point. But yeah, I think she did leave him on another week. And we were all like, what the fudge?
And she's so beautiful. I just have to say that her in a random spot, but she is.
Well, and she's one of those people, too, that has really taken to being real on Instagram. And, her and Rachel were doing their podcast together, and Allie ended up quitting. And I think a lot of times it was because there were such strong opinions coming from Rachel that I think it was challenging for Allie. But she also had her kids, and they had very different opinions. But she takes to Instagram and shows her body. I mean, she's had 2 gorgeous little children, and her body is not the perfect social media magazine body. So I love that she owns that and shows people, her stretch marks and her body that isn't airbrushed.
And she didn't meet her husband on The Bachelorette, but
she did not.
After things didn't work out with her final pick, who was Roberto Martinez.
Yes.
She met her now husband, Kevin Mano, through a producer she worked with on her travel show called First Look. Did you watch First Look? I did not.
I don't think I did. I think I may have seen like a brief clip of it at one point, but that was it.
And then they welcomed their daughter, Molly, in 2016 after a few years of dating. They had planned to get married in Mexico a month before Molly was born, but postponed the wedding due to the Zika virus concerns.
Yep.
And she had famous people at her wedding. Haley Duff, Kaylee Cuoco, Lacey Chabert. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Holy muffin. Technical stuff. I don't understand. Like, listeners can't even tell because I'll splice these together. But we seriously sat here talking for a good 20 minutes. While my computer, which I started and then restarted before we even started recording, had to update and restart. Come on, HP.
Right? Get better.
Get better. So we talked about Allie and her recap show. And then last night they had Jason Mesnick. And he, a very well-known bachelor. He was one of the most hated men in the franchise for a while. He was the first man in Bachelor Nation to propose to one woman, only to dump her for her runner-up afterward. And he lived happily ever after with the girl he ended up choosing.
Well, and I always thought it was funny when Ari did it, because they kept saying that Ari was the first person, and I was like, technically, Jason already did it, and he did it after the final rose as well. Mm-hmm. So it was all videotaped. I mean, it was a very similar situation. So they were giving Ari a lot of shit when Jason was one of the ones who did it, but he did end up marrying Molly, and they have kids now, and they are very happy.
His son, and then they had a daughter together.
Yes.
So good stuff. All right, enough Bachelor stuff. I feel like these recap shows are great. We can touch on them, but they're not like more than 5 minutes worth of yammering.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about Big Brother All Stars season 22. What are your thoughts, Amber?
I haven't watched it.
Okay. So when you said I wouldn't like your what you had to say, I thought you would have strong opinions.
So let me explain.
This is an Ashley move that you and I would chastise her for.
So the first episode, which was a live episode.
Yeah, we didn't know who was going to be on the show until that.
I know. And I watched like 15 minutes of it.
It's only 2 hours.
Only? Well, our DVR didn't record it. So we have like this weird like CBS channel that sometimes our DVR switches to. And so it recorded that, and we're not subscribed to that channel. So we didn't get it. So I had to hear from Nick and Regan and then my Nick regarding it. So I know that it was live and that there were some challenges. I am still going to watch it, but I have to watch it from my phone. And so there's that. And then last night, I didn't get home until 7:30. And so
It was on Sunday.
Oh, on Sunday, I watched The Alienist. So mine and Nick's favorite
We don't
all-time
talk
show.
about The Alienist.
I know, but it was so
You're
good.
committed to me once every 2 weeks.
I know.
Okay.
I'll be better.
All right.
next time.
So I will talk about Big Brother, and maybe you have comments. So the all-star cast includes Christmas from season 19, David Alexander from last season. He was the one that got kicked out the first night because he couldn't find his way out of that dark room. Nicole Anthony, who was the nerdy Nicole from last season. Danny, who was from seasons 8 and 13. Blonde in 8, brunette in 13, and blonde again. Cody from season 16. Kevin Campbell from season 11. Tyler Crispin with the curly hair.
Love Tyler.
From season 20. Bailey from season 20.
Not a fan.
Nicole Frenzel, who
I love her.
Yeah, the other nerdy Nicole from season 16 and 18. She's engaged to Vince?
Yes.
Okay. Memphis Garrett, which he goes all the way back to season 10. And I forgot about him, but then when they brought him up, I was like, yeah, I love Memphis. Enzo, I dislike Enzo. I hate Enzo. He drives me meow meow. You're like, what are you talking about? Okay, you have to watch these. Janelle, this is her 4th time on Big Brother. She was on season 6, 7, 14.
She might
and now
need to
22.
just stop.
No, she was on the last All-Star. She is a super All-Star. Kaser, I love Kaser. I feel like he is like a fine wine. He has only gotten finer with time.
Alrighty.
Devon from season 17 and 18.
Which it seems like she has a lot of drama attached to her.
Yeah. Keisha Smith, who I did not remember, but she is from season 10. And then Ian Terry from season 14. Did you watch where little nerdy Ian beat Polly?
I have only watched season 20 and season 21.
Okay. All right. So I love them all except Enzo. Really rooting for Janelle and Kaser. Last night, Janelle and Kaser, there's this new special power where before nominations, if you feel uncertain, you can use this VIP pass, and that will make you safe, and you can pick someone else to be safe with you, but you can only use the pass once this season.
Oh.
So Janelle and Kaser are like OG, like top of the line. They played 2 seasons together. So they were like, yeah, we're going to be targeted. And sure enough, the head of household, who is Cody, was thinking that they were going to be the people he puts up. I'm spoiling all of this for you because you didn't watch. This is why you must watch, because
it's okay. These days, I can't remember shit.
Okay.
So by the time I watch it, I'm never going to remember.
So they both went in individually to talk to Cody, and he did not play a good, they could totally smell his BS. So they used this pass, they played the competition, one of them won and one of them didn't, but they chose the other person to be safe with them. So Cody's like, really? FML. People don't say that anymore. I did hear that on a podcast. People don't say FML
I say that
anymore.
all the time.
So Cody was forced to put up names. Was forced to put up Kevin. People are yelling it right now. Kevin and Keisha. And so the next one, which I believe is on tomorrow night, is The Power of Veto. So you've only missed 2 episodes. You're not super far behind.
See?
You can speed catch up.
For sure. And I do have to say, so I did see the house. The house looks really cute.
So cute.
I did hear about the Have-Not room, even though I haven't seen it yet.
Well, they didn't show it to us until yesterday because that was one of the glitches on the live. They couldn't.
Oh, that's
it wasn't
right.
unlocked.
So, but their house looks really cute, and I am excited to watch this season. I heard that Josh from season 19, I think?
Yeah,
has been
winner.
like whining and complaining that he didn't get chosen.
So I haven't heard why he's not on.
Maybe because he's a whiner.
Yeah, he was the one that like did the pots and pans.
Yep.
So
Nobody
obnoxious. I don't miss him. There is one drama going around, like, is not. So on the first night, there's 16 people. So 4 groups of 4 come in at a time. And it was 4 females, 4 males, 4 females, 4 males. And the competition, anyone that won that competition could compete in the head of household. So the competition was you had to find something in the house, and then you had to go out to the backyard, and there was this big board where you had to move the ball to be in the room that the object was in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I did see that part on the first episode.
So when we were watching this, I was like, Steve, this isn't fair. Because it seemed like when the girls were playing, the room that they had to get the ball to was at the very end of the board. And when the boys were playing, the room they had to get to was much closer in the center.
What the hell?
And I was like, that's not fair. And sure enough, Twitter agrees. They're saying that it's not fair for the females to be in a more physical challenge than the males. It should be equal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Haven't we learned anything by now?
Have your friends said anything about that?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, what are you listening to?
So, I actually have quite a bit. So, Luke Bryan's CD.
Yes, it dropped Friday.
Yeah. So, I've been listening to that. And one of the songs that hasn't been, like, super, I don't think it's, like, one of the ones that they've been playing on the radio is called Down to One. And I really like it. Like, it's just the beat and the melody of it that I'm loving. But also, there is a song called Morning Coffee, which is by Luke Frey. And that is the husband now of the girl who did Bachelorettes on Caitlin Bristow's podcast. That's her husband. Oh. And so he released a song. So I've been listening to that. That's pretty good. It's got a good beat. And then I have not listened to this yet, but there is a podcast called Crime Countdown. And it sounds like it's really interesting. It sounds like what they're doing is taking like the most extreme of things. So what is the coldest cold file? What is the longest, the biggest serial killer, stuff like that, and really like diving in deep and going down rabbit holes with it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start listening to that tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, I've kind of stepped away from podcasts because I've been all about the books lately.
I know, me too. This is the first time I got back into the podcast this week.
So when I was at the cabin, I read a book by Jessica Knoll, and for the life of me, can't think of the name of it. It was her first book. She's had 2 books. And then what I'm listening to on the audio book from the library right now is by Jessica Knoll. And, her first book was Luckiest Girl Alive. It says it on the cover of the second. And then this book is The Favorite Sister. And 2 totally different types of books. But I really loved the first one. I read it in 2.5 days. And I'm listening to this audiobook, and it's really good. That's the thing. Like, if I find an audiobook, I step away from my podcast. Like, I don't have enough time. I'm only commuting in twice a week now.
Oh, yeah. I know. I have been nonstop reading and listening to audiobooks, I should say, for weeks.
I can't play games and listen to audiobooks.
Oh, I can.
because I miss things. And I'm like, wait, what just happened? Because I focus on the game. I can clean the house to audiobooks and podcasts, but I can't do something that requires thinking while listening to the book.
I'm really good at stuff like that. Like Nick was asking me this the other day when I was working from home because I was doing it. And then Ryan at work also asks me this, but I can be typing an email and have a conversation with you while not watching what I'm typing and still get everything correct.
See, I can be totally focused on typing and my brain goes faster than my fingers and I'll forget words. There will be thes instead of then or than. I have to totally reread, proofread. I'm sure you've seen it in my texting. It happens. And I know it. And I own it. And I just need to slow down. And you don't need to slow down because you can go 1,000,000 miles an hour and everything's perfect.
I try.
Do you have a positive Polly?
Well, so before we go into the positive Polly,
what did I miss?
We have to also say that in regards to what am I watching this week?
Oh, my bad.
Outside of catching up on Big Brother, it is Shark Week. So in absence of Ashley.
I did see that. And I almost sent her a message.
I have a ton of shows that are being recorded for Shark Week. And so I am planning on watching them. Last year, Ashley got me hooked on Shark Week. And so I'm very excited for it. And so I have started watching Shark Week.
You should, do you still have access to our Twitter?
I think so.
You should tweet about this stuff. Letting others know your favorites when it comes to Shark Week. Or what you're planning on watching for Shark Week so you can get them. So follow us on Twitter, the number 2 Girls and Wine.
I'm on it.
So I've been noticing that I was going to cosmopolitan.com for a lot of my research for our show. The Dumb magazine made me subscribe. So I'm paying $20 a year, which is nothing. I thought I remember paying $10 for one magazine back in the day. Anyway, so I will be tweeting a lot of my favorite Cosmo articles because
nice.
I have this silly magazine I had to subscribe to. All right. Positive Polly.
So, you cannot change reality, but you can control the manner in which you look at things. Wait, that wasn't the one I wanted to read.
But I really liked that.
Okay, I'll start it over. You cannot change reality, but you can control the manner in which you look at things. Your attitude is under your own control. Weed out the negative and focus on the positive.
I think that's a very powerful comment, especially right now. There's a lot of people struggling in life, jobs, don't know what the future looks like. Yeah. The rest of the year is just going to be even ickier due to the political climate.
Ugh, yeah.
And you need to really just focus on the positive. As we say, focus on the glitter.
That is right.
I got the wine book ready.
Woohoo, let's do it.
Number 16, when using wine in cooking, remember to boil off the alcohol content first. The alcohol in warmed up wine can taste harsh, but it will quickly evaporate when simmered over a moderate heat.
Well, there you have it.
Yes. So we'll be back in 2 weeks, and you will have watched Big Brother.
I will have.
And who knows what the hell's going to be going on in the Bachelor land.
Oh my God, I know, right?
But follow us on all the socials for our random posts between now and then. Since we're not podcasting every week, maybe we can do a little more social media posting.
Yes.
I'm signing Amber up for something without her consent. All right, thank you guys so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys so much for listening. You found us once, but can you find us again? You can listen to us on Podbean, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher. All of our links can be found on Tumblr and Blogspot. Thanks, and we'll see you again soon.